In a lush green forest, there was a small community of ants living very united and hardworking. Every day, each ant worked tirelessly under the hot sun to search for food and build a strong nest. They understood that only by working together could the whole colony live safely and overcome the challenges of nature. Therefore, everyone tried to do their part well, from carrying food, repairing the nest, to caring for the weaker ants. However, in the colony there was one ant who was completely different. While everyone else was busy working, it often lay resting or quietly hid in a cool corner. Whenever someone asked for help, this ant always found many reasons to refuse. Sometimes it said it was too tired. Other times it claimed it was too small to do heavy work. Sometimes it even said it would help later, when the time felt more suitable. Gradually, making excuses became a habit, and laziness made it depend more and more on the hard work of the other ants. While the other ants worked hard every day, learning how to find food, build a strong nest, and prepare for difficult days, the lazy ant continued to live, depending on the efforts of the whole colony. It did not realize that its laziness was making it weaker and weaker and unable to face challenges. Everything seemed normal, until one day, the sky suddenly darkened and a huge storm arrived. Rain poured down continuously for many days. The water began to rise, flooding many paths and washing away part of the colony's food supply. The situation became extremely dangerous. The hard-working ants immediately rushed to work, trying to protect the nest and save the remaining food. They worked without stopping in the mud and water, but the lazy ant hid in a corner, hoping that everything would simply pass, without it needing to do anything. While the storm had still not stopped, the lazy ant suddenly saw a scene that it could no longer ignore. One ant in the colony was injured while trying to hold on to the grains of food that were about to be washed away. The others, even though they were very tired, still tried to help and continued working to protect the nest. Seeing the struggle and hardship of its companions, the lazy ant began to feel ashamed. It realized that while everyone else was doing their best for the whole community, it had only been standing aside and avoiding responsibility. That moment became a powerful awakening. The ant understood that if it continued being lazy, it would not only harm itself, but also put the entire colony in danger. After a moment of hesitation, it decided to step out of its hiding place and begin helping. At first, it only did small tasks, like helping the injured ant move to a safe place or carrying a few small grains of food back to the nest. Those tasks were not big, but they were the first step of change. The more it worked, the more useful the ant felt. It began to participate more, support the other ants, and help protect the nest during the storm. Gradually, everyone noticed its change. From an ant once considered a burden, it became a trustworthy member of the entire colony. The biggest lesson from this story is that everyone must learn to take responsibility for their actions. When we constantly look for excuses to avoid work or blame circumstances, our lives will never change. Only when we dare to face difficulties and begin to take action can we grow and become useful. The first steps of change may be very small, but with persistence, they can create a big difference. Hard work, a sense of responsibility, and the willingness to help others not only bring success, but also help us earn respect and trust from the people around us.